Hey guys, it's Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group. In today's video of RTG News, or I guess you could almost call this one RTG Raw, we actually have been working with, or I want to say the past 3 to 4 days, a client that reached out, just like many of you viewers have for years. Hundreds and hundreds of you have reached out, through our website or through YouTube saying, hey, I need help finding phone service. We did one of our standard free consultations, like I always talk about in the videos for this person. Figured that Nextiva was a good fit for this person. She agreed maybe it was a good fit as well, and we look at them together, and then we went down the path. We introduced the client to Nextiva. They've been working together back and forth, and I see visibility on all the emails, as well as the sales consultant on my team that is assigned. In this case, it's a guy named Cedric that works with us, and I'm just going to show you the email of what we got. I'm just going to jump into this and show you the email of what we got during the process after the customer received the quote. And then I'm going to explain to you kind of my thoughts on this, why we titled this video this way, and then some things that I want to address so that you guys understand not only the level of trust that I believe that we have when you're working with us, but just kind of what our expectations are and what not to expect when working with us. So let's just jump right into this, and I'll share my screen and show you the email that was sent to us. Okay, so you can see here the person says, hi, Justin and Cedric. Justin, just for clarification, is the Nextiva person that we're working with. He's Nextiva employee. He's one of our many dedicated Nextiva reps that we work with that knows our process, knows how we roll. He knows that we're a YouTube channel that, talks about the different providers and generates views and people that need help finding business phone system. Cedric is actually our sales consultant, or what we call a solutions consultant. I don't like to call my people salesmen. I never have for years. Since day one, their titles are solutions consultant because we don't sell anything. This is a free service. We're paid by the providers, as I've always mentioned in all the videos. And so I personally believe our ethos is helping people. So Cedric is one of our solutions consultants. But anyways, start again. It says, hi, Justin and Cedric. Cedric, you didn't even get my business name correct. You and Rich, and by Rich, she means me. A lot of people call me Rich, even though my first name is Prince. Many viewers and many clients call me Rich, which is fine. I'm used to it. It says, you and Rich are not looking out for my best interest. You should be ashamed of yourselves trying to get me locked up in a 3-year contract, and you knew that I would be okay to do a 1-year contract. Cedric did not tell me that a 1-year contract would be okay until I made it very clear that I was not interested in being bound by a 3-year contract. Where is your conscience and where is your integrity? You people are only looking out for yourselves and Nextiva in this case because this is who pays you your money. Unsubscribe. I am no longer interested in working with any of you, including Nextiva. Cease and desist your contact with me. And then she states her name, which we've blotted out as, we don't put the client's names out there like that. I'm not interested in shaming the client or anything like that. I just want to show you guys why I named the title the way it is. And then I want to talk a little bit about what went wrong here and why I respectfully disagree with pretty much everything that this person has typed back. So first and foremost, I want to move over to the quote. If you look at the quote here, I've blown up the parts I want you to see because, again, I'm trying to protect this person's identity. As you can see, it's quote number XYZ. You can see that the quote was issued on October the 25th, 2024. I believe today actually is the 28th. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, we've been working with this person for 3 to 4 days. It's about right. This quote was sent to this person about 3-4 days ago. Today's the 28th. But as you can see here up in the top right, it says that this is a 12-month contract. I don't know where she got 3-year from because the first thing I do, so just so you guys know how I roll, anytime any client comes to me, any of you guys, the viewers, come to me with a problem, I was always taught, my mother used to teach me this, there's 2 sides to every story. So the first thing I do is I immediately listen to exactly what you, the viewer, or you, the person who's looking for service, says, and then I go directly to the other party and say, hey, this person's saying this, explain yourself. So the first thing I did when I saw this email was pick up the phone and call Cedric, our inside sales solutions consultant, and say, hey, Cedric, what's going on here? And his exact words to me was, I don't know what she's talking about. I literally told her that I would get her a quote for a 12-month. I don't know where she's getting 3-month, 36-month from. We record all phone calls here, so I was able to verify that. He definitely told her 12-month. So I'm not really sure what that's all about. So then I went back to Nextiva. I emailed Justin over at Nextiva and his team privately and said, what's up with this? And Justin said the same thing. He messaged back and he said, I don't know where she's getting this from, or maybe if she's confused with maybe another competitive quote that she's got, but I quoted her a 12-month. Here, you can see for yourself. One other thing I want to point out is that she insinuated that we're trying to push everybody into 36-month agreement, 36-month agreement, 36-month agreement. That couldn't be any more farther from the truth, and I want to explain this. My team actually has a guidelines. It is literally in a guidelines that they have to follow when they do consultations with clients, so that I know that they're asking the right questions and that nothing is left out as far as details that you guys, the viewers, the business owners, or business executive need, so that we know that we have all the information we need to match you up with the right provider. And one of the things that's in our call guidelines is to, at the very end of the consultation, after we've made a recommendation of who we think we want to look at, whether that's Vonage, Nextiva, RingCentral, Dialpad, whoever it may be, Zoom Phone, try to find out what contract term they want. I want to be clear on how we address this with you guys, the viewers, but it also gives you something to think about when you're shopping for service and when you come to us for service. I usually tell the clients almost exactly this verbatim, and my staff is trained to do this. You know, Mr. or Mrs. Sally, if you want the best possible pricing with free IP phones, we recommend you go with the 36-month. That gets you qualification for free IP phones and also the lowest pricing, because the provider's incentive, and this is me talking to you guys, the viewer now, obviously the VoIP service providers want a longer term. They want a longer commitment because that's what helps them know that they keep the lights on. In return to you guys, the viewers, the businesses, they are willing to typically give the lowest possible price that they're able to give for however many extensions you've got. And the ones that qualify for free phones that offer that option, like RingCentral, Vonage, Nextiva, OnSIP, they will actually include free phones for every extension. What I usually tell them is, if you don't want to do a 36-month, 24-month is another option. We can typically get you the lowest pricing in whatever tier or however many extensions with whatever provider you're looking at, but that typically won't qualify for free phones. Some providers will do free phones on a 24-month, but it depends. There's a lot of factors in there, but we've seen it. You know, I've seen some contracts that went out the door this week with that on it and some last week, but it's a bit more rare than a 36. Then the other option that we let them know is you can go for a 12-month or 1 year. The price will still be better than a month-to-month, but it's typically not going to be as good as 24-month or 36-month. And then finally, the final one is a month-to-month. I want to be clear when I say that we here at Rich Technology Group, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like, we don't personally care whether you go with month-to-month, 12-month, 24-month, or 36-month. We really don't. Like, we absolutely don't care. And there's a few reasons why. Some of it, selfishly, an old friend of mine that used to work at a master agency called CNSG, he's still a friend of mine this day. He used to say all the time, a deal is better than no deal. What we meant by that was, if the provider presents a contract to a client that's, say, 36-month or 24-month, and the client comes back to the provider, us, and says, hey, I don't want to do that. I only want to do month-to-month, which means they can cancel at any time, and you lose them as a client. It's still better than getting no business at all. We would rather have that client sign up with what they feel comfortable with than not get their business at all, you know? So I just wanted to put that out there, that while, yeah, there may be some incentive with the providers and whatnot for them to go with the higher tiers, we at Rich Technology Group, we personally don't care whether you go with a month-to-month, a 12-month, a 24, or a 36. We just want to help as many people as possible and refer as many people as possible that feel comfortable with me and my team and what we're offering and the education that we provide, and that they feel that we have matched them up with the right provider or providers to look at to, figure out and make sense. The only other final thing that I want to mention on this particular point is the thing that's really weird about this particular email is the lady just kind of jumped to the gun and was like, well, you guys are like Nazis. You know, you're a Nazi telecom, whatever company because you just recommended 36 months. Even though that's not true, we have the emails to prove that. Even if that was true, that the first thing we did or the provider did or both of us did was recommend 36 months, I'm not really sure why she didn't just ask, like tons of other customers do all day, every day here that don't want to do a 36 month or a 24 month or even a 12 month. What other options are there? I did respond back to her. I'm not going to show you guys the email because that one got a little bit more private and I don't want to put her information out there, but I just kind of told her, hey, I'm sorry you feel that way that you feel about us, but to be clear, like, first of all, the quote that you requested is exactly what the recorded phone calls and what Nextiva and my inside solutions consultant is saying you asked for. Second of all, even if it wasn't, since when does any service anywhere, whether it's your cell phone bill, your internet provider bill, your whatever it may be that you've got, require a 36 month? There's always options. So anyways, that concludes the point that I wanted to make regarding this. So I wanted to just talk with you guys about a couple of things. Let's just take her out of it, even though this whole subject revolves around her and clearly her misunderstanding. Really, I already kind of knew, because to back it up, just to kind of joke a little bit, my wife, for those of you who don't know, I've been married for 23 years, going on 24 years to the same woman, got 5 kids with her. She's my best friend. She's my confidant. I can talk to her about anything. I talk to her about life, the kids, but above all, even though she doesn't work in my business and she has her own business, I can go to her with any ideas about business and basically say, hey, babe, what do you think about this? Do you think this is right? Do you think I should or shouldn't do this? What are your honest thoughts? And so that's what I did in this particular scenario. I went to her and I basically said, look at this email. What do you think about this? And she kind of joked and laughed and said, I wouldn't worry about it. I think you're dealing with a super Karen, was the word that she kind of put on it. It kind of made me chuckle. But I wanted to chat with you guys and address something because there was some things that she said in the message that I wouldn't say got to me, but don't sit right with me by way of, oh, you guys don't have a clear conscience. You lack integrity. You're just out for yourselves, blah, blah, blah. I want to talk about that with you guys, real talk, because I did a video about this, I think almost 2 years ago called Can You Trust Rich Technology Group? And I'll tag that above. But I want to just talk about some things. So first and foremost, and I don't say this to brag. This is not meant to brag. This is not meant to sound arrogant. It's just, it is what it is. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm a really transparent guy. This company I've had for about 17 years, coming up at the end of this year. I've been self-employed and been on my own for, I believe, coming up on 23 years towards the end of this year. That, and respectfully, humbly, and proudly, you guys, my YouTube viewers, and this YouTube channel has been very good to me. I don't need the money so badly that I have to go out and cheat people. Not only is that not in my nature, I believe that I'm a person that was taught well by my mother and father that, do right unto others as you wish that they do unto you. And I also truly believe that, and I tell my boys this, I have older boys who are in their 20s that are out of the house, that have apartments, girlfriends, they work in the corporate world. And I tell them all the time, don't screw people in business or in work because it'll always come back and bite you. Like, be honest, be a man of your word. No matter how good a business deal looks, if something ain't right about it, walk away. Something else that's bigger, better, and that is of greater and higher integrity will come along. And I truly believe that. That's never failed me. So I want you guys, the viewers, to know I got better things to do than screw people. Business has been good to me over the last almost 20 years. I don't need every deal that comes across my desk. Don't get me wrong. I've got children. I've got staff, and I love to see my staff, close deals, do big things for themselves, for their children, and build a life for themselves. But I train them that the best salespeople don't actually need the deal. And what I mean by that is the best salespeople in my experience, and I've been a top seller in my field for years. You guys have seen the videos. We've won multiple President's Clubs awards. We've won Partner of the Year awards. You name it. We are a top seller in our field. And I believe that when someone is a top seller in their field and their needs are met, meaning they don't really need the money, they don't really need the deal, it means when they're working with the client, when I'm working with the client, I'm truly there for the client. I'm not thinking to myself, oh, how can I close this deal so that I can pay off this or go buy this thing that I don't need or this or that. My needs are met. So when I'm working with somebody, it truly is in my mind to be able to actually help them get what they want. While we're on that subject, before we move on, there's a guy out there who, of many of the books and people that I look up to that are business entrepreneurs in the U.S. and across the world, Russell Brunson, you may have heard of him as a guy that's known of the creator as ClickFunnels. Guy named Russell Brunson. Also a really well-known book called .com Secrets. He has a saying that's always stuck with me that says, as long as you help people get what they want, your needs will always be met. And I truly believe that. I truly live by that ethos, and I actually train my internal sales staff when we have our bi-weekly individual trainings. I actually always remind them, help these viewers, help these people that are coming to see you on YouTube get what they want, and I will make sure you're taken care of. Because I know that the company, I know that Rich Technology Group will be taken care of as long as we help as many people get what it is they're looking for as possible. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm not really sure what the deal is with this client. I don't know if she is just truly unhinged. I don't know if maybe she misunderstood what was said to her or she misunderstood the quote. That could be possible, I could be misjudging her intent or her understanding of what was put there, but I wanted to put that out there because to me, when she's saying, oh, you're just out for yourself and you just want to make all this money and you don't have a clear conscience, that for any of you who have worked with us or known us for years, that couldn't be any more far from the truth. And again, I don't mind telling you guys, I don't need the money. It doesn't mean I don't want to close the deals. I have staff that works here at Rich Technology Group that are good people that work hard for this company. And I want us to close as much business where the shoe fits as possible so that I can make sure they're taken care of. But me personally, I don't have to close every single deal that comes in here. So I just wanted you guys to know that's what's going on in today's episode of RTG News. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Give it to me straight. Do you think she's right? Do you think she's wrong? What do you think that we could have done differently? Or what do you think that she could have said differently? Or what do you think both of us on both sides could have done differently so that she didn't think that we're crazy and she also felt confident in what we're doing and confident in Nextiva and everybody won? Tell me what you think in the comments below. As always, this is Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, your go-to guy for the best deals on business phone and internet service in the United States. I'll catch you guys again in the next video.